Finally got my microphone fixed. That's why I haven't put any videos out. And I just didn't really feel like it. Sorry, not sorry, sorry. I'm sorry. But, you know what? It is what it is. I made a few adjustments to the bike. It took a while the other day, just because I don't exactly have the best tools, so I kind of have to jimmy some stuff. Single passenger train. Super first class. Because you're the only class. This is the only train. One-way ticket to hell. I like that expression, thinking that there would be a two-way ticket. I'm just gonna go to hell and visit, see how it is, and then come back. As you can see, maybe I replaced my handguard or my grips. Got the EMIGs, the blocking hand grips that you don't have to use any glue or wire or anything to keep them on. And the whole kind of big advertisement behind it is that you can swap them in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna have to call bullshit on that, at least. Maybe if you had done it a bunch of times and had a system, and the biggest thing is you can't have these hand guards, because I realized that you can't just put the new grips on. You have to take off the entire hand guard, because the way that these hand guards basically are secured inside. Thank you very much. See, what a nice person. If you're in a vehicle that is not a motorcycle, so if you're in a car, truck, whatever, and there's a motorcyclist behind you, and you have the ability to get out of the way safely, get out of the way. It's just the nice thing to do. But yeah, these hand guards, now that they're on, I love them. Especially because the old ones that I had were from when I bought the bike 3 years ago, and they were pretty torn up. And they pretty much had no grip left on them. And there's a big difference I can definitely feel of having grip again. You can kind of feel more in control of the bike, I guess. It's one of those situations where you don't realize how crappy your equipment is until you replace it with some new junk. But yeah, these the hand guards, bark busters as they would possibly call them, you have to take them completely off because they secure inside of, they have kind of 2 points of connection, I guess you could say. One is at the actual handlebar, and the other is inside of the tube of the handlebar. There are these kind of self-locking nuts, I guess you could say, but you have to take it all out to be able to replace the grips. Another problem I had replacing these grips was they were ever so slightly longer than the old ones that I had. And what that meant was that I had to move everything inside of the handlebars in about a ½ inch to make me be able to put the bark busters back on. Doesn't sound like that big of a deal, and it once I figured it out and got it going, it is really easy to move that stuff around, because it's not, you don't really tighten this stuff on too hard. It just needs to not fly off in the wind. So you just kind of unscrew one little screw on each thing and it moves around. But I had already started putting the bark busters back on before I realized all of this, so I had to take everything apart again, or everything off the ends, the bark busters. I didn't think it would be that big of a process. It shouldn't have been, and it won't be now that everything's adjusted right. If I ever wanted to replace them and I know how to do everything, I could probably do it in like half an hour. The other problem I had was these grips have, like all grips, a cap on the end. They have built them in a way to where you're supposed to be able to just cut around the top. You're just supposed to be able to cut around the top and then poke out the tip. Poke your tip. Problem was, I don't have a whole lot of tools, and I didn't have a screwdriver or anything that was long enough to go all the way through. I didn't have a screwdriver or anything. Look at that, someone wasted their damn food. So I ended up having to poke the tip inward, which I didn't think it was going to be an issue, but it ends up being harder. I would imagine. I mean, I think so, because it didn't all come out in one piece. It kind of broke up into little pieces. This fucking light always gets me. It always turns yellow right as I'm coming up, and I usually end up having to run it. But anyway, the tip came off in multiple pieces that I had to like kind of rip out, but I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't as easy as advertised, I'd say. It's all on there now, and I like how it looks. They have cheaper grips, but these just are nicer, I think. They feel really good, and I like how they looked, and I didn't have to use any sticky shit or any wires or anything to attach them. You just slip them bitches on and tighten them down, and they are good to go. Good to go. They are good to go. So I did that, an oil change, coolant flush, and now she's running super nice. Even better, it's my favorite month of the year, Halloween month, October. Best part of this month though is I tend not to, I try at least not to watch a whole lot of like horror movies during the year. Not because I'm scared of them. Yes, you are! You're fucking scared! You're scared! I more don't watch them throughout the year just so I can save them for October. Because I like to just watch horror movies all month in October. I try to watch the classics. The Shining is my favorite. I did a short little review on this movie last year, or maybe 2 years ago now, but feel like just bringing it up real quick again. As above, so below. It doesn't have great IMDb reviews because I don't know what people expected from it. I think the haters are the ones who don't like the kind of handheld camera look throughout the whole movie, which I can totally understand because I typically don't like that either. But in this instance, this is the best example of doing it the right way, and they really couldn't have done it any other way. But I've seen the movie like 4 or 5 times now, and it still gets your heart a-racing. Just imagining yourself trapped in the catacombs, you know, like a few hundred to 1,000 feet below the surface, and your only way out is further down, and every time you go further down you're seeing more crazy, weird, scary stuff. It's just a cool idea, I thought. Silence of the Lambs is my jam, and jelly and peanut butter and Nelly. You ever wonder why Nelly had that band-aid under his eye? I know it's like some sort of a gangster thing, and I'm sure somebody out there probably knows why, but I don't care what your excuse is, it was still stupid. You know what? People have done much dumber things. Janko jeans used to be the shit. Having chains on your wallet attached to your balls so you're worried somebody was going to steal your lunch money your mom gave you. Gold chains, some people still rock those. I like horror movies because they're more like comedies to me. I've always end up finding myself laughing my ass off. Look at this jabroni. I've been waiting to get into the Halloween movies again. I like watching those kind of towards the end of the month. Another awesome thing about October is, to me, it kind of signifies the beginning of fall, which is the best season of the year. I would say spring, but I tend to get some pollen allergies in the spring, and that gets a little annoying. But fall is a ball. Oh! And being someone who just kind of likes the dark side, I find everybody getting their creep on pretty entertaining. Good example, the other day I was riding home and I was going through an intersection. I look over to an oncoming car that's turning or waiting to turn, and in the passenger seat is this little kid, and he was wearing a Jason mask, and I just thought that was great. That was just great. Anyway, I'm running into the traffic again now, so this isn't going to be that interesting. So why don't you guys just go ahead and go on and watch yourself some horror movies? Some horror movies. Leave a comment with your favorite horror movie. Suggest them. Maybe I hadn't seen the one you seen. Likely I have, because I've seen all of them that I would consider to be worth the time, but you know, sometimes you don't know. Until next time, see you on the flippity flop.